What is up, YouTube? It is Sunday, May 5th, also known as Cinco de Mayo. Now, unfortunately, I can't do any mowing because it's been raining. There's a bunch of monsoons coming through here over the past week. But I did manage to get a mow in on Thursday night. Even then, I got rained on at the tail end of my mow. But I did get it mowed. At least it's not a foot tall. But although I can't mow on Cinco de Mayo, I can help myself out in the backyard. So if you've been following me for the past, few weeks, I have been working on the backyard where I did a renovation back in the fall. The soil was extremely hard. Some of the grass didn't take, some of it got washed out. So I have been going over with sulfur, I've been going over with citric acid, and lastly but not least, I went over with a Greene County Fertilizer compaction cure combo, which consists of the RGS and the Air 8. I put that down going on, I guess, a week and a half, 2 weeks ago now. It seems to be taking a good effect on it. The soil is loosening up. That means that I can now go back through my backyard with my GCI grass seed and go through and try to finally fill in those nasty bare patches of grass that I have back there. Now let's take a look back there and kind of see where we are at currently. All right. So see, we have bare patches around the new patio that was put in. We have some bare areas here and there. There is a few areas that are growing pretty good in the side over here in the corner, a couple spots through here in the back. So very, very few pieces here and there that are actually taking and growing really well. There was a couple patches. There was actually almost looked like landing strips through on this side and on this side that initially were extremely bare. Since I put down this compaction cure combo, I don't know, maybe there was some dormant seed that was there. I don't know, maybe if there was a little bit of grass that was growing a little bit, and that those nutrients plus the area allowing those that grass to actually root into the soil. But a lot of this through here actually did start to fill in a little bit. It's not great, but it did start to fill in a little bit. So that does give me a little bit of hope that putting down more grass, the rest of it will take, and I will be able to get this all looking quite a bit better. Now, I do have a few spots that I need to kind of level out. When it rains, I see right here, and you can see right here is even still kind of wet where it rained yesterday. I need to get a little bit of my garden soil and kind of throw that out there and level that out a little bit. You can see some puddles underneath the kids' play set. That's naturally going to happen because when they jump off, skid their feet, try to stop, they're going to rut that out. So that's kind of expected. And I see a spot out here. There's some water collecting. So some of those spots I will go through and just add a little bit more soil to it, try to level it out a little bit before I put down the grass seed. So here's my plan. I have quite a bit of the GCI grass seed left because it was initially a 50-pound bag that I bought to overseed the whole yard, plus redo the backyard, which I've already done once. I've got the 20 pounds of grass seed, and I am planning on putting down another 8 pounds per thousand, which what I initially put down in the backyard when it was a bare ground fresh renovation. Because a lot of this did not take, I'm just going to go out pretty heavy again, especially to fill in these bare areas that have absolutely no grass growing whatsoever. And hopefully I can try to take care of those moles that were in that back corner there and get that all straightened out. But so my plan is this. I want to put down the grass seed. Like I said, I'll do it 8 pounds per thousand. I will then go over with Tenacity to give it a pre-emergent, and also might knock out a few of the weeds that have already grown in since then, since I haven't put anything down yet. So I'll put that down. And then some of the bare areas, I will go over with some of the peat moss. I have a good bale and a half that is left, so I will go over those bare areas with the peat moss, spread that over it, to kind of hold things down there. The spots that's in the actual grass seed, I don't foresee it going anywhere, so I'm not as worried about those areas. So the grass will actually kind of hold things in place. So I'll put the peat moss down. Some spots, others, my hill, where the mole is going to be a lot of peat moss I'll have to put down, because a lot of that area did not take. So I'm going to measure out 16 pounds of my grass seed, and let's get down to throwing her down. Alright, so got 8 pounds in there. It's actually hard to see. Bucket is bigger than scale. I'm at about 8.2 ounces, which is fine. I need to get up to 16 pounds. Whew, I'm already starting to sweat. So I've got my stuff here for the seed. It's just a seed coating. That way I can put this on there, and it'll help with not having to water as often. So I need to weigh out another 8 pounds, get this all mixed in, and then I'll be able to throw that down in the backyard. Alright, so I got my 16 pounds of seed, and I've got the seed coating kind of mixed in there. So I'm now ready to throw her down. What I'm going to try to do is what I did last time, trying to figure out exactly what 8 pounds per thousand is, or even 4 pounds per thousand. That way I can do 2 passes. I'm not exactly sure what it is on this spreader, so I just kind of turn it down pretty low, do multiple passes until I run out. That way I know I got it fairly evenly distributed out. And I know the last time when I put it down at like 2, it took me forever, so I could probably bump this up to about 4, and it'll go a little bit quicker, and I know I'll still be able to get multiple passes on there. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm not getting real scientific with this. I'm just throwing some soil down where I knew that it was collecting a lot of water. Looked like a low spot. So I'm just raking it over a little bit to try to even this out some. Spots where there is some grass, just trying to break it up so the grass can actually pop back through so it doesn't kill the grass. Alright, so I had 6 bags of the Miracle-Gro in-ground garden soil. So, this plus through here, it was really bad as far as holding water. And it might be because this is where I had a playhouse sitting. I had this playhouse over there, that guy. So, the wife dug up the bricks and I moved it because it was holding water, as you can clearly see. So our thoughts was maybe convert this into like a fire pit. I don't know what we're going to do if a fire pit is constantly collecting water though. I don't know if I can just kind of go through and put some sand and maybe like some little bit of smaller like pea gravel in the bottom of that. Maybe it'll help with the collecting of water. So obviously can't burn a fire pit if it's full of water. But I did go through some of these other areas. It was kind of wet back here. This area has always held a lot more water than the rest of the yard. So I just kind of went through and sprinkled this across in spots where I saw was puddling. I leveled out the lawn with that extra soil. Some spots underneath the swings, underneath the playset here was holding some water on the other side there. And a little bit under through here. And some of that I just kind of sprinkled across, what I had left. I didn't get real scientific with it. If I sold water or it's really soupy, I just kind of spread it out to kind of help things out. So now that that is down, I'm ready to put down some grass seed. Alright, so my battery died on me. I should probably get a second battery for this thing. Just saying. Just haven't done it. So got the grass seed down. As you see, I was starting to put that down. I had the spreader setting down at 4. It was taking me a while. I did about 4 or 5 passes, different directions, and still had about half the hopper left. So I cranked it up to 8. That really started to get some grass seed down. So I went through, and while the battery was charging, I made up a batch of Tenacity for my Pre-Emergent. I put 1 teaspoon in. It's supposed to be for 2 gallons. Went across with that. The problem with my sprayer that I'm noticing is if I have the GCI nozzle on there and I get down to about a half a gallon of water left, it doesn't want to spray anymore. So what I did is I actually took the long attachment off the end of it and just put the 20-degree nozzle tip on there and then started going across, and that seems to draw a lot more of the product out of the tank. So once that was done, if I'm going for a Pre-Emergent, I need to water it down so all the Tenacity gets watered in. So I just filled it up 4 gallons full of water in my sprayer, had my 20-degree nozzle on there, and just went over the yard multiple times with the water and kind of sprayed it down. Once that was done, I had about a bale and a quarter of peat moss left, and I probably needed a little bit more. Actually, I know I needed a lot more, but I did go across. So you see the areas where I did hit it up with the peat moss over it. Try to cover up the grass seed. I didn't hit everything, I ran out. So there were some spots where I didn't have enough. And underneath the play set here, there's some over here, and I didn't even really get anywhere over there. But I did get some of the major areas that I knew I was going to need some peat moss on there where it collects water, mainly along the patio here. There's some areas that have been trouble, so I wanted to really get these areas kind of covered really good, as this is going to be predominantly the main areas that are going to be seen. And then I'll work on this area over the hill a little bit later. I'm not as worried about that. But overall, so everything is done, and I am hoping it's going to be sticking to what the weather guessers are stating. I'm supposed to have some rain. I know Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday there's supposed to be some thunderstorms. Monday, Tuesday, I'm not so sure. I think there was a percentage chance of it, and it's kind of bouncing back and forth. So I might have to get out here and kind of water a little bit. But as wet as the grass is, especially that area back there, it is absolute swamp. When I was going through there trying to put seed down and spraying the Tenacity, I was actually kind of sliding around in there. It was just so wet. So I really don't need to water back there. The rest of the areas I might need to water a little bit, maybe tomorrow. But shouldn't be too much. I need to water just because it's rained so much, so the ground is pretty wet right now. So I should be good. So I guess we'll update this up, and I would give it maybe about a week. I will hit it up with some starter fert in about 5 days, and that'll kind of kickstart any seed that does start to germinate, and probably make the rest of the grass that is already established kind of go a little crazy as well. But from there we'll touch base in another week on this, and I should have some germination, and hopefully this little project will come to an end. And that's it for this week, so I will see you in the next video.